Hi there. Now let's do lesson 309. I will not fear to look within today. Oh, can you imagine getting to the place where we're no longer afraid to go inside and see the stuff that's been going on within us? But today is the day that I will not fear to look within. Paragraph 1. Within me is eternal innocence because it is God's will that it be there forever and forever. I, his son, whose will is limitless as is his own, can will no change in this. For to deny my Father's will is to deny my own. This is the day that we decide, I am going to accept the truth of who I am. I am as God created me. I am innocent. All that is good about me, all that is perfect and holy, today is the day that I am going to receive it because I am not going to be afraid to see my magnificence. I am not going to be afraid to see my power. As Marianne Williamson wrote in A Return to Love, the book about A Course in Miracles, our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We are afraid to look inside because we've carried so much shame and guilt and fears and ideas about ourselves that we're sinners, that we're dirty, that we're less than, that we're not good enough, that we're unlovable. So it is scary to go inside and see what we have made of our own selves by creating all of these illusions about who we are. Today is the day that we're not afraid to go inside because today is the day that we are saying, I'm going to claim my innocence as God established it. I am no longer going to fight what is the truth. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to push away the truth. I'm not going to resist it any longer. To look within is but to find my will as God created it and as it is. See, God created us to will for joy and happiness and to will to be free and extend love. That is what we were created to be because we are created in the image of God. God is the giver of love, life, light, joy, all things that are absolutely real and magnificent and eternal. But we decided to will against what God willed for us to experience. So our ego is the block to accepting our truth because we bought into what society taught us was the truth, which was relative. It's because it's based on perception. It's based on one person's different aspect of what they are seeing, different perspective. And because we bought into our parents' perspective of us, society's perspective of us, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our siblings, our grandparents' perspective of us, our teachers' perspective, we lost our ability to will with God's perspective of us. We lost our will to align with the truth of who we are because we got afraid as little children. We became afraid. And we became what other people wanted us to be because we didn't want to be rejected by them, because we didn't realize that in the process of rejecting how God established us and we picked up what others thought of us, we were rejecting our truth. We didn't know that. But now we're not afraid to look within. We've healed that inner child and now we're owning the truth of who we are. I fear to look within because I think I made another will that is not true and made it real. Yet it has no effects. Within me is the holiness of God. Within me is the memory of Him. And that's why we cannot be afraid to look within, because when we go inside, we're going to find the memory of God. We're going to find the truth of who we are. And that's what's going to set us free, because we're going to finally know who we are. Paragraph 2. The step I take today, my Father, is my sure release from idle dreams of sin. Your altar stands serene and undefiled. It is the holy altar to myself, and there I find my true identity. Isn't that beautiful? When we come inside, we take the step to realize that nothing was undefiled. Nothing about the truth of who we are was ever altered. We just didn't think it was as pure as it is. We believed, and we stayed away because our fears made us stay away. Our fears is what we need to say no to and decide, you know what? I want to know me as God created me. So we have a lot of levels of fears that we have to move through on this journey until we come to the place that we recognize If God created me and God created me in its image, now that I know God is love, then I must be that too. And coming inside, not being afraid to go inside and entering that holy altar within, which is to get to know the truth of who we are, the essence. There is a soul, a spirit inside of us waiting for our recognition so it can be released, because it is our fears that block our truth from expressing. And once we become fearless, because we don't let fears keep us from going inside, we discover our truth. How beautiful is that? The step I take today, my Father, is my sure release from my idle dreams of sin. I've got to take that step. God wills for us to be free. We got to take the step to accept that we are free enough, because we go inside, no longer afraid of what's going to be in there, and we free ourselves. Isn't that beautiful? Your altar stands serene and undefiled. The truth of who we are has never been affected within, but in our mind we've made up stories. And now we're coming into that holy altar so that we can reclaim our true identity. I am as God created me. The Father and I are one, and so are you, my friend. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you in the next lesson.